When we think of the most innovative countries in Asia, Japan, Singapore, and Korea come to mind first. Nowadays, China is on par with these countries' advancements with the success brought by their big infrastructure projects, making them widely known as a rising global force. Hello, and welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today, we'll know about the longest underwater tunnel in China and its impressive engineering that has achieved a breakthrough in Chinese infrastructure. Before I get any further, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more of our channel. Here is the shocking Taihu Tunnel, China's newest tunnel under the sea. Earlier this year, China's longest underwater highway opened to vehicle traffic. At 10.97 kilometers long, the construction lasted nearly 4 years and utilized over 2 million cubic meters of concrete that cover 17.45 meters wide and consists of 6 lanes, costing 9.9 billion yuan, which is about 1.5 billion in US dollars. It is expected to bring massive economic returns to the country and would pose as a show of force for the awakening global powerhouse. It stretches 10 meters under Lake Taihu in eastern China's Jiangsu province and provides an alternative route to those who travel between Shanghai and Nanjing, the capital of Jiangsu. If we compare it to the longest and deepest subsea tunnel in the world, the Ryfast tunnel in Norway that stretches to 14.4 meters long with 2 lanes, the Taihu tunnel is over 3 meters shorter. However, it is wider since it is comprised of 6 lanes. It is part of the 43.9-kilometer Jiangsu Highway, which opened to the public last December 20, 2021. The tunnel is meant to alleviate traffic pressure on the neighboring cities of Lake Taihu and to promote the economic development of the cities in the Yangtze River Delta area. From its aesthetics, it can be seen how this tunnel aims to provide convenience to the people. From the array of multicolored LED lights in the ceiling that were designed to prevent driver fatigue, to the installed automatic steel processing equipment and intelligent system that guarantees zero sewage and dust discharge. During the construction of the tunnel, the major engineering concern was seepage proofing. However, the contractor exhibited a sophisticated innovation to resolve the issues with a real-time monitoring system for concrete pouring and processing high-quality cement. The construction of this tunnel has been planned since 1994 at a proposed budget of $10,000, but for the 20 years that it was proposed, it remained at the planning stage. Fortunately, with the efforts of waterproofing the tunnel and with the help of advanced instruments to excavate up to 4 meters beneath the lake, the plan was eventually pushed through. The 16-meter-long excavator is said to be Chinese-made, making them independent of any foreign-made tunneling gear. With the modern methods applied, you may question how the environment is affected. Well, as engineers, they went to go the extra length to eliminate pollution caused by specks of dust and noise by operating a completely enclosed cement mixing plant, utilizing eco-friendly trucks, and replacing diesel pile hammers with hydraulic pile hammers that are only half as loud. Now, you may be wondering where the $45.5 billion worth came from when the total cost of the Taihu Tunnel is only $1.5 billion. Well, China has engaged in more big infrastructure projects, one of which is the country's longest tunnel that is currently being built in Beijing. China's high-speed rail networks are one of the world's most extensive, and who knows how far they may reach since they're currently trying to get to the farthest region in their country. China is looking into the future as they plan to venture into extending the reach of their train, as stated in a Beijing Times article way back in 2014. From mainland China up to eastern Russia, passing through the Bering Strait into Alaska, across the peaks of Canada and British Columbia's respective Yukon Territory, and into the U.S. through the Bering Sea. The dream is nothing short of magnanimous. If you're expecting that development stops there, well, China plans to expand their bullet train all over the U.S., and all of that costs a dazzling amount of $200 billion. In return, they are expected to increase trade, tourism, and economic growth. The 8,000-mile super railways require an undersea tunnel the size 4 times that of the world's longest underwater tunnel that stretches from the UK to France. China is quite dauntless, don't you think? Their government has already allowed underwater bullet trains that connect the port city of Shanghai and the east coast of China, with a 77-kilometer-long tunnel that is partly 16.2 kilometers deep down the sea and a magnetic track that is utilized for a high-speed maglev train. The construction of this project involves an advanced method that was not present in the construction of the Channel Tunnel, so we can expect this project to be futuristic and out of this world. Another underwater tunnel project is also on its way, and is even thought to be longer than that in Shanghai, with a stretch of 123 kilometers, which, by the way, is longer than two of the world's longest underwater tunnels. The tunnel will connect the ports of Yantai and Dalian under the Bohai Sea, and will cost $42.4 billion upon completion. This project is going to improve the traffic situation and duration of travel, which currently takes 7 to 8 hours by road. With this tunnel put in place, the average travel time can be cut to about half an hour. However, to make this project possible, the Chinese engineers will have to go along two fault zones that has been causing multiple earthquakes in the last century, and it is concentrated with high vulnerability to tsunamis. In 1976, hundreds of thousands of casualties were recorded during the Tangshan earthquake, and in 1969, an earthquake also struck the bay with a magnitude of 7.5. According to a Chinese professor, the tunnel walls must be made immensely strong and can withstand an earthquake with a magnitude of 8. If this project becomes a success, then it will undoubtedly be a major engineering feat. A thorough geographical survey must be conducted before putting the tunnel plan into work, and with the expertise of Chinese engineers and their long years of experience in constructing underwater tunnels, the plan seems to be feasible. Several successful tunnels have been made in the past, like the Jiangsu Bay Tunnel and the Xiamen Tunnel. The latest one is the Taihu Tunnel. These projects all share the same standard method for underwater tunnel construction, which is the cut and cover method, wherein a trench is excavated on the seabed, and pieces of steel or concrete are placed inside it. Once the portion has been joined and sealed by divers, the water is pumped out of the resulting channel, and the rock is placed on top of the upper part of the tube. Although the Bohai Tunnel is 20 times longer, a cut and cover method might work because Jiangsu Bay and Bohai Bay have similar depths. The tunnel may require more expensive and sophisticated equipment than what was used in China's previous underwater tunnels. However, it will only be made possible if the seabed is vulnerable enough for the penetration of a massive tunnel boring machine. This also entails risk, especially when the rock hardness fluctuates, which is also why its use was discontinued in Japan. This massive plan requires a huge amount of money and a committed workforce. It will certainly strengthen economic interest and alleviate the traffic pressure in China. When things begin looking up in the future, it may as well strengthen China's international relations with the West as it pushes through with the extensive, powerful railroads that reach as far as Russia, Canada, and every corner of the US. Are you impressed by China's plans in strengthening the economy and providing convenience to its people? Let me know.